Well, that's the most fucked up weekend getaway I've ever seen.
Quest for horror, step inside, where the screams and secrets hide.
Having a cup of tea and curious about these.
Welcome back to Quest for Horror. I'm Paul. If you're looking for sharp horror opinions with zero nonsense and no bullshit, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. In Over Your Dead Body, a weekend getaway turns into a brutal war between husband and wife. That's all I'm going to say about this movie. Keep it very, very brief, as this will be a spoiler-free review. This is a film, up until about a couple of weeks ago, I'd heard nothing of whatsoever. It was only because I saw some other content creators that have seen this film at South by Southwest, which I believe was on the 14th of March. They were talking about it. I know the film stars Samara Weaving and Jason Segel, and it seemed like it was an absolute blast. I was getting some very, very rave reviews about it. So I got the screening for this of the day. I want to say a massive, massive shout out to Anne at Pixel Media, who sent me the screening for this review. I watched this last night, and let's get into my thoughts. Some of the best experiences that you can have with a film are ones where you've not read a synopsis, you've not seen a trailer, you just watch it and you hope for the best. And sometimes it could turn out to be a dud, and sometimes it could turn out to be something really, really cool and really interesting. And I'm very happy to say that Over Your Dead Body is one of those films I knew nothing about. I went into it and I come away so happy. This movie, honestly, was an absolute blast from beginning to end. And it's very, very rare nowadays that you have a movie experience like that, because I'm sure a lot of you out there, you see new movies that have come out that you're really, really excited for. And unfortunately, a lot of movie trailers nowadays, whether it's horror or non-horror, they spoil way too much in the trailer. So when you actually see the film, there's not really a lot else for you to see. It's already been spoiled a lot in the trailer, and that is a real shame. And seeing a film like Over Your Dead Body, which I knew really nothing about, I had zero expectations, to walk away from it just having an absolutely fantastic time is such a great feeling as a movie fan. This isn't a horror film. This is marketed as a comedy thriller, but it has some really great violence in it, which we're going to get into a little bit later in the review. So starting off with what worked for me is, first of all, you have Samara Weaving and Jason Segel as our two leads, the husband and wife in this, and their chemistry throughout this film, I think, is genuinely, absolutely brilliant. The way the film is set up, again, I'm not going to give you any spoilers as to what happens, but the way the film is set up and how their characters evolve over the course of the film is really, really fun. They're given some great dialogue, plenty of great scenes together, and they play off each other really, really well. The humour in this film, to me, is another major standout. I can't remember the last time that I watched a film and literally from beginning to end I was belly laughing. There are so many great comedic moments in this film, whether it's actual physical comedy, where it's a line that someone says. Just from beginning to end, it was just so damn funny. And in the age we live now, where comedy has become so sanitized, where, you know, a lot of people, they're so afraid to offend someone else or actually put good comedy out there. It's great to see a film that genuinely has absolutely amazing comedy that will make you laugh, as I did, belly laugh from start to finish. This film was pretty much set in one location, and kind of the landscape and the cinematography that we get from where it's shot, I think, is done really, really well. There's some really great frame shots in here, just a great use of wide camera angles and all sorts of stuff like that, which I think really complements the absolute chaos that ends up going on screen, along with, say, the ultra violence and the comedy itself. As I said a few minutes ago, this is a comedy thriller. This isn't a horror film. But my God, the violence in this really, really escalates, and I wasn't expecting it from a film like this. They really, really do go hard in this, especially in the final act. There's some really gnarly set pieces and really some quite wince-inducing moments. We do get some other characters that come into this film later on down the line. I'm not going to spoil who they are, what they're in this film, or who the actors portraying these characters are. But I mean, with Samara Weaving and Jason Segel, they already make the film so much fun. But when these other characters show up, man, it just elevates it even higher. In terms of our two main characters, with Samara Weaving and Jason Segel, as about being a married couple and they're going through a lot of stuff, I really kind of like that aspect to the film, how it explores like married life and how things can be really, really hard sometimes. I mean, this is taking it to a very, very extreme kind of edge to that degree, but I thought it was really, really interesting how it's portrayed in the film and how their characters actually deal with that throughout this runtime. This film really kept my attention throughout, and it has some really sharp and witty dialogue, which really complements that humour. You know, plenty of one-liners, plenty of like wisecracks here, just really, really good, like fun stuff. That's what this film is, just genuine fun. I don't really have too much bad stuff to say about this film. The only thing I would say, even though there's loads of stuff that I've praised in terms of like the comedy aspect and the violence aspect, how it really melds together, is sometimes it happens so quickly between a laugh and then a bit of violence, and it can be really jarring at times. But I think that once you get into the swing of what the film's about, it just works really, really well. This film had its premiere at South by Southwest Film Festival this year on the 14th of March, and in the US it's meant to be released on the 24th of April, I believe, straight to streaming. In the UK here, it is meant to be coming to Amazon Prime, but as of this time there is no official UK release date, but make sure you stay tuned for it. This is one you definitely want to check out.
Oh my god, there's so much blood!
Heaven has another angel.
I honestly had such a great time with this film. A film that I didn't know anything about until a couple of weeks ago. I think if you're looking for something that is going to absolutely put a smile on your face, if you want something that's going to be really violent, really pushes gore, and just has some great characters and sharp witty dialogue, I highly recommend Over Your Dead Body, and I will give it a 4 out of 5. Hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure you join me down in the comments section. Let me know, is this a film that you're excited to see? I personally think you should check it out. Take care guys, and I'll see you on the next one.